Hey guys, welcome back to the Success Model. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get straight into today's episode. So today we're going to be discussing how you can unlock your wealth state and how you do that by balancing your feminine and masculine energetics. This is the key component behind your success. Because in order for your manifestations, your goals, whatever it is that you're striving to change in your life or you're striving to attain, in order for that to happen, your mental, physical, and spiritual body needs to be in alignment. So it's not just about working on reprogramming your subconscious or working on your somatics and your body and doing your spiritual practices. It's about all of them. Because part of being human is literally to experience and use each aspect. So that's what we're going to get into today, because it is a game changer when you understand the energetics behind success and how you can literally just be the embodiment of what it is that you're striving to be. And what even does that mean? Everything just starts to make sense, and it starts to not only make sense, but starts to feel exciting. And you stop worrying about the how and when it's going to happen, and you start enjoying just being in the day to day and making it happen, because you don't even need to make it happen. It's just a part of who you are, and everything that you want to attract and experience starts coming to you, because that's the key. Every single one of us deserves every single thing that we want in life. But in order to get it, we've got to let go of everything that is stopping us from getting it. It's not about working harder, doing more, and forcing it to happen. Because I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably tried that, just like I did for 9 years. And yes, it did yield me success in my niche, in my industry. However, I was burnt out and I was capped at a certain income level, despite how much profit and how much, well, not profit, how much revenue we attained, how big the team got, how even through having an extra salon, I was still capped at a certain income level. And it's because the energetics weren't right for me and my mental wasn't right. So we're going to get into that today. So first of all, I want to preface this by introducing your energy centers in a different way, because I don't want you to just clock out like I would have a few years back when anyone mentioned like chakras or energy centers. I would have literally just thought, oh my God, this is why I'm turning it off, because it just goes above what I believe in. And the reason I want to preface this is because that is just programming. We've been made to believe that talking about spirituality and the chakras and the energy centers literally is for like really highly spiritual people or hippies, or, you know, like just not going to yield you the success. But the truth is, everything in this world is energy, and your manifestation, your goal that you're working towards, is vibrating at a certain frequency. So in order to get that, your body, your physical, needs to be in alignment with that frequency. And you can't do it if you're living out of survival state. And survival state is this. Okay, so today we're just going to be focusing on your 3 energy centers, your main 3 that keep you in survival, which is your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. So we're going to go into them, including the experiences that they can trigger and how you're going to get them moving again, get that energy flowing and start seeing a change within your circumstance. So first of all, we're going to go into the root chakra. So this is your grounding chakra. This is where our wealth is created. This is our sense of stability or instability if it's not working properly. So the root chakra is your foundation. So when it's unbalanced, you may experience anxiety, panic attacks, feeling lightheaded. And this is literally down to a lack of stability or a constant feeling that you're not enough, or whatever it is in your life is not enough. Like there's like desire and strive for more. And it generally comes with like the hustle mentality, and you just want to work all the time. You don't feel like you can just sit and rest and be. And I relate to all of this. This is why I'm so passionate about this, because that was me. And sometimes that is me, I'm not going to lie. And it's something that I consciously have to be aware of, because that is my innate programming. My granddad was an entrepreneur. He was so busy. Up until when he was 86, he was still serving his clients. And I love and admire the passion and the devotion to his craft. And that is a vital skill that is passed down to me, and I'm so grateful for that. But he was a hustler, and so was my dad, or is my dad. Again, he pivoted and he went more into a passion business, but he's still in that got to work, can't rest, always got to be doing, is just literally attached to the work rather than the embodiment of himself, if that makes sense. And so is my mum. I cannot remember a time when I, growing up, saw my mum sit down. She was always on the go, always looking after us. I'm one of four. She would always be doing something. And when we were at school, she was like renovating the house, doing the garden, and at this point we had like 4 acres, and she's doing it all. So the hard work did pay off, but later on it came at a cost. It came at the cost of the breakdown of my mum and dad's marriage and other things. And I started to experience that in myself, that same level of burnout, that same level of not feeling comfortable in my own body, and really just feeling unworthy for just being without having to work. Like if I wasn't working, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel of value. And there's a fine line between that being healthy and toxic. And the reason that I'm sharing the energetics behind success today is because life is about balance, and I didn't have balance, and it's still something that I'm working towards. However, it's crucial and fundamental for us to attain sustainable success. So back to the root chakra. So this is for our wealth. This is for our stability. So this is where we have that hustle mentality, and you never feel secure in your financial situation, or maybe it's showing up in your relationship. Maybe you don't feel secure in that. Maybe you don't feel secure in yourself, and your relationship's financial situation and your relationship with your emotions is unstable. So what you want to do is ground yourself, literally ground yourself. So how you do that is by, it's nothing fancy, literally grounding. You can do grounding meditations. You can walk barefoot outside in nature, go out for a walk, ground yourself, connect with the earth, and literally just start to trust yourself, start to feel safe, and open yourself up to receiving. Because like I touched on before, every single one of us is deserving of whatever it is that we desire. We just need to let go of the narratives, the beliefs, the programming, the ways of being, the behaviors, the actions that have got us to this point, that are leading us to a toxic culture, that are leading us to not being connected to our pure essence of like love, joy, abundance. And I know it sounds whimsical. I know it sounds a bit like a fairy tale, and like you can't even take it seriously, because we've been programmed to think that it's literally just for Disney. And that is the massive problem that we're trying to overcome. And this is how we do it. So that is the root chakra. So if you've got any instability with your finances, with your relationships, with your emotional intelligence, that is down to the root chakra. So that's the first most important chakra. Then we're going to go on to the sacral chakra. So this is where you activate your pleasure, your creativity. This is relative to the color orange as well. So even wearing colors even wearing orange. The root was red. So if you want to like embody it even more, then you can tap into those colors. So this is your womb space. This is the essence of femininity. If you do not feel secure in your pleasure and your creativity or in yourself, this is going to show up as you feeling bored, feeling uninspired, not even knowing what to bring into the world, what you should do, what you're passionate about, what career you should choose. It's also linked to a low libido, so low sex drive. And if you feel like this, it's time to connect to yourself. It's time to get expressionate. What can cause this is also overworking without pleasure. So you can create obviously burnout in your life, and it essentially blocks your flow of creative ideas. So you're constantly doing, you're constantly on the go. And this is why it's so closely connected to the root chakra, because it's just, you're in that survival state. Like you're just going, doing, living paycheck to paycheck, worrying about the bills, worrying that you can't get off the hamster wheel, because if you stop, one of the clogs is going to stop, and then you're literally just going to fall off. You're not going to have any money. Life's just going to go down the pan, and then you are literally going to be stuck. So then that frantic mindset creates a frantic reaction in the body, creates that energy of like, oh my God, I cannot stop. I must keep doing. I must just do something. But what you're actually doing is driving yourself wild, because what are you actually doing? What are you actually doing? Because I know when I've been stuck in this frantic way that I'm explaining, I've thought that I needed to do things like I'm running against the clock. And I look back and I'm like, what did I actually do? Because when you're in that headspace, you can't think straight. You are essentially in survival mode, which has activated your sympathetic nervous system, which then cuts off your logical, rational thinking. So you could just sit there trying to think of creative ideas to grow your business, or decide which career path you're supposed to go down, or which partner you're supposed to choose, or is this partner the right one for you, or whatever it is. And you will be sat there hearing crickets, because you've literally just shut off the very essence that is your intuition, that is your true self, by not being in the parasympathetic state, which is a regulated nervous system, because you're in survival. So that's for another podcast episode. That's all about nervous system regulation and survival mode. However, we're talking about the energetics of success versus survival mode today. So back to it. So and sorry guys, do you know when I'm so passionate, I feel like I go off on massive tangents. So I hope this is making sense. If you have any questions, make sure to just send me a DM on Instagram. I love connecting with you there. So yeah, make sure you send your questions that way, and I will be more than happy to send you a voice note and get back to you. Okay, so when your sacral chakra is not activated or it's blocked, you will also experience heavy periods, cystic acne, fibroid conditions, because you have not got that consistent flow of energy. So you just need to get things going. You just need to get that energy going again. And how you do that is just by activating your sacral energy through dance, through sensual movement, really feeling comfortable within your skin, getting playful with life. If you've got children, just playing with them, literally like painting. Just remember, this is their very innate essence. As a child, we come into this world, all chakras in harmony, they're all balanced, they're all turning, and then adults literally cause blocks for us because we've got our mum and dad frantic about paying the bills, or stressing that they've done a 12-hour day and then they've got to come home and make tea, do food shopping, do bedtime. They've also got to send an invoice out to a client. I mean, that was my experience, but it was always like, just go, go, go. And I think sometimes we can pass that on to children, or it got passed on to us as children. So then we feel that everything's in a rush, everything's in a hurry, and it creates this imbalance within us. And this is how we connect back to receiving everything that we want and desire. So dancing, sensual movement, getting playful, letting go of the pressure to always be in work mode and just allow yourself to have fun. Connect to joy, because joy is a magnet for wealth and ideas. So what is it that brings you joy? Like for me, this podcast brings me joy when I literally just do it without planning, because when I plan it, honestly, I feel like it sucks my soul. It makes it feel so boring and like I'm just hurling information at you. Whereas when I do it creatively, I'm like, yes, this is going to be so helpful. I want to share this. And I feel like it just fills my cup up as well. And I used to, when I was younger, I used to sit in front of the mirror and pretend that I was Neil Buchanan doing Art Attack. So this is very similar to that for me. So what did you do when you were a child? What did you do for fun? What did you do? And start incorporating those things back into your life. Have fun again. We don't need to be so serious. Because honestly, when I was so serious, and again, it's something that I am working on. If you speak to Kyle, my partner, he might tell you that I am serious sometimes. And it's when I have slipped into my old ways of being, which I am working on coming out of and have been working on consistently. However, I do love work. I do love money. I do love my passion project, which is the success model. I do love being with my boys. I do love traveling. I do love just being passionate. So I have to be careful not to do it too much, because sometimes the work, because I find it so interesting, it becomes addictive and I want to do it more, and then it gets a bit boring, and then that's when you lose the creativity. So it's all about balance, finding the balance between what brings you joy, what pays the bills, and also just what you want to do, how you want to be, just living life. Like, we're here to experience everything that we want to experience, not just to do. We're here to be. So, and the third chakra that I want to discuss today is the solar plexus. So this is your inner power, your confidence is associated with the color yellow, and it's the seat of your self-worth and confidence. So I am working on this, and I am confident. I do love myself. But I noticed that I had a pattern of guilt and shame for not being enough, or for sharing my truth. And that comes down to not feeling unworthy, not feeling safe in my own truth, not feeling safe in my own beingness. Because in my former business, it was all about me not being the main star of the show, so to speak. And I'm obsessed with people. I love to see people's gifts. It's just something I could just meet you, know exactly what you're good at, what's getting in the way, and how we can get out of that, how you can literally get on the right path to where you should be. That is my zone of genius. That's why I create the success model. And that's also what I use to my detriment in my former business, because I was doing that with every single one of our staff members, and they were getting so empowered, they were then going to be competitors. And whilst I was annoyed, because it meant me being on a hamster wheel again, and recruiting, training, and having a slightly diluted client base temporarily, I could not help but be happy for them as well. So that made me probably look to people that didn't think deeper into it, that I was like a pushover, or I just didn't care. But it wasn't that I didn't care about the business. I literally was happy for them, but also I was annoyed that obviously I would have to then go and do the same thing again, because it was a constant process, until it was a major red flag. And I was like, what the hell? This is depleting me. What once felt enjoyable to do to empower my team started to suck my soul. And then I started working with a human design mentor, and she was like, you know what? You are using your zone of genius against you. And she laughed, and I was kind of pissed off, because I was like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? Sorry for that. But it was one of those triggering moments, and I feel like we all need to be triggered. If you are triggered by anything, it's a sign of what is to be healed within you. If you are jealous of anyone, envious of anyone, is a sign that you're capable of that too. And there's a part of you that really wants that thing. So just start celebrating whenever you feel triggered, whenever you feel jealous, whenever you feel envious. Start celebrating, because you have just been given insight into what you need to heal, or what you can start incorporating into your strategy in life or into your career path. Anyway, I digress. So the solar plexus chakra is the seat of your self-worth and your self-confidence. So when you're operating from an unbalanced solar plexus, you may feel anxious. You can still experience physical symptoms like period cramps. You constantly feel like you're not good enough. And this chakra also governs obviously your confidence and your personal power. So if you feel like you're doubting yourself and it's hard to take action or put yourself out there because you're so super critical of everything that you do, then this is a sign that your solar plexus is out of alignment. So now you can see why these three are so vital. So how you engage this is practices that open up your solar plexus. So yoga, breath work, self-affirmations, but one step better than that is self-affirmative subliminals, which if you want, you can literally send me a DM subliminal and I will send you a free subliminal self-affirmations that activates all of your chakras to get you in harmony, get you receiving everything that you want. And obviously this is one of the techniques that we use within the success model. Like I said, we do cover the mental, so the subconscious reprogramming, the physical, the nervous system regulation, and the spiritual, connecting you to the very essence that is yourself, that is your soul, understanding your unique gifts and attributes, and how even the things that you perceive to be your flaws are actually the very thing that you chose and are here to help you. So for example, like when I was 15 or 14, 13, anyone that can remember me from school used to know that I used to have such a quiet voice. I used to think my voice was weird. Like I just had a fear of using my voice. My throat chakra was it was just not even activated, that my voice just wouldn't project. I would always have like a cough, or I just felt like I couldn't project my voice. And that, what once I felt shame about, is actually because I wasn't expressing myself, and I'm here to be expressionate. I'm here to share everything that I'm so passionate about. I'm here to help as many people as possible work on their mental, physical, and spiritual, and bring it all together and understand that when you get all three locked down and in alignment, your success is inevitable. Literally, like whatever you want, and even if you don't know right now because you've not activated your visualization skills or heightened them, that's what we do within the success model. So look for things that you were ashamed of or that you perceive to be your downfalls and start seeing the good in them. This is how you build your self-trust, your self-confidence, your self-worth. This is how you stop looking at everything that you're not and start realizing how you are absolutely perfect in every single way. And everything that you desire requires every single part of you. So I'm going to wrap it up here by saying that if you want to embody the wealth state, which essentially is getting your body, your mind into the state of wealth so you can receive everything that you desire, focusing on reprogramming your subconscious, making sure that your energy, your energetics are working with you, then you must balance your masculine energy, which is responsible for doing and taking action, and your feminine energy, which is about receiving and allowing things to come in. This is even as simple as allowing a compliment. I used to be so uptight that if someone would say to me, "Oh, you look so nice today," or "Oh, I love your hair," or "I love your shoes," or whatever it is, I'd be like, oh, what, these? oh, I've had them ages, or, oh, really? Do you think? Oh, thank you. What the hell? What the hell? What was I thinking? Because every time you reflect a compliment, you're basically saying that you're not worthy of receiving those words of gratitude, those words of appreciation for you. So what you're just literally repelling everything that you want. So I want you to start looking at everything that you deem as imperfect and start looking at the positives of it and start understanding how incredible you are. And every time you every time you start to just like reflect a compliment, think about you as a little girl, think about that, or a little boy, and think about you being or not allowing them to have that compliment. How rude, how mean is that? Like, you just wouldn't do it. So please don't do it to yourself. Yeah, so we're going to embody the feminine and masculine. So masculine is also like the strategy in business, the automation in business, because when you see these businesses that online businesses that can travel the world, have complete freedom, which is what I am working towards, you need that masculine structure. You can't do it. It's not about doing nothing or just being and, just experiencing life, traveling, just being airy fairy, dancing around on the beach. Like, yes, that's amazing. That's a good part of it. But you also need those masculine aspects. Like, you need to do what feels aligned. You need to have the strategies, the automations in place to hold you, to enable you to receive. You need the support. You need to balance both. So don't get it twisted and don't think you need to keep doing and being your masculine. Or equally, don't think you can just sit back and let everything come to you, because that is a massive misconception that the manifestation industry, which it seems to have become, will tell you. Like, you can't do that. You have to have balanced energy. So if this has resonated with you, can you share this episode with someone who you feel needs to hear it? And if you do want to dive deeper into your own energetics, if you want to understand more of you, really, how you can get into alignment, what your purpose is, what path you should take, how you can reprogram your subconscious mind, how you can regulate your nervous system, your emotional intelligence, how you can be in wealth state every single day and work towards your massive goals with ease. Yes, it does feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. You are pushing yourself. You do grow through discomfort. You do need to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but having the support of me and the tools that I give you to make your expansion easy, then make sure you reach out to me. You can send a message